Good evening. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today tore into the opposition charge of vote chori with a point-by-point rebuttal of allegations that had been levelled in the past. The Home Minister insisted that the process to detect, delete and deport the Ghuspetias or the illegals from this country will continue. He emphasized illegals will not be permitted to decide who the Prime Minister and Chief Ministers in this country will be. In fact, he said this in an exclusive interview to India Today earlier in the run-up to Bihar elections. But leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, said that the Home Minister's angry response actually reflected that the BJP and the Home Minister were on the defensive. The opposition, including the Congress party, staged a walkout, dissatisfied by the Home Minister's response, who continued to insist that the Congress was losing not because of vote chori or the purification of the electoral list, but for opposing surgical strikes, the Ram Mandir at Ayodhya, and steps being undertaken by the Narendra Modi government for the betterment of the people of India. The Home Minister also gave out details of the number of elections that the opposition had won in various states and their tally in the Lok Sabha elections, to say that when the opposition wins, they cannot say that the electoral list is fine, and when they lose, blame the electoral list for their defeat. We get you more in this face-off between the government and the opposition.
हिंदुस्तान के इतिहास में पहली बार डिसीजन लिया गया कि इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स को फुल इम्यूनिटी दी जाएगी।
ये वोट चोरी करते रहे, घुसपैठिया बचाओ यात्रा निकाली और बिहार में 2/3 बहुमत से हम
The SIR showdown explodes in Parliament. The debate on electoral reforms turned into a political firestorm.
अरे सुनिए ना भाई, सुनो ना।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah stepped in with a point-by-point rebuttal to the opposition's charge sheet. Shah accused the opposition of running what he called a manufactured campaign on vote rigging.
विपक्ष के नेता ने जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में कहा कि मतदाता सूची ठीक नहीं है, इसको सुधार करना चाहिए, तो भाई गहन पुनर्निरीक्षण क्या है, एसआईआर क्या है, मतदाता सूची का सुधार करने की प्रक्रिया है, और वो कर रहे हैं तो भी विरोध कर रहे हैं। मतदाता को तो मालूम है कि हमने तो वोट दिया है, इसलिए चुनकर आए हैं, तो उसके मन में कोई डाउट नहीं है। ये वोट चोरी करते रहे, घुसपैठिया बचाओ यात्रा निकाली और बिहार में 2/3 बहुमत से हम जीते। मान्यवर,
On EVMs, Shah turned the attack squarely on the Congress. The trigger, Rahul Gandhi questioning why the Election Commission enjoys immunity. Shah countered sharply, saying it was Indira Gandhi who gave herself special protection after the emergency era election disputes.
स्पीकर सर, मेरा कल एक सवाल था जो हिंदुस्तान के इतिहास में पहली बार डिसीजन लिया गया कि इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स को फुल इम्यूनिटी दी जाएगी।
ठीक है, ये ना इसका जवाब
इसका पीठ में खत्म नहीं किया सर। इसके पीछे जो थिंकिंग थी वो हमें सबसे पहले बताएं।
मान्यवर, दूसरे प्रकार की वोट चोरी और नैतिक तरीके से चुनाव जीता, ऐसी वोट चोरी भी भूतकाल में एक बार हुई थी। श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी रायबरेली से चुनी गई, इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट में श्री राजनारायण पहुंचे कि चुनाव नियमों के अनुसार नहीं हुआ। इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट ने ये तय कर दिया कि श्रीमती गांधी ने उचित तरीके से चुनाव नहीं जीता है, हम इसको रद्द कर देते हैं। मान्यवर, ये भी वोट चोरी थी, बहुत बड़ी वोट चोरी थी।
He also pointed to a petition filed in a Delhi court that claims Sonia Gandhi had voted even before formally obtaining Indian citizenship.
तीसरी वोट चोरी का प्रकार मैंने बताया था कि योग्यता नहीं है और मतदाता बन जाना। अभी एक वाद पहुंचा है वाद मतलब डिस्प्यूट पहुंचा है दिल्ली की सिविल अदालत में। उसमें डिस्प्यूट ये है कि सोनिया गांधी जी इस देश की नागरिक बनने से पहले मतदाता बने।
Actually, let us have a debate on my press conference. Yes. Let us go. Yes. Let us have very good idea.
Rahul Gandhi, however, escalated, declaring he's ready for a debate on vote chori anytime. Shah countered that opposition cannot dictate the parliament and must maintain decorum.
पहली बात मैं स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं, मैं 30 साल से विधानसभा और संसद में जनप्रतिनिधि के रूप में चुनकर आता हूं। मुझे लंबा अनुभव है संसदीय प्रणाली का। विपक्ष के नेता महोदय कहते हैं कि पहले मेरी बात का आप जवाब दीजिए, मैं सुनना चाहता हूं। आपकी मुनसफी से संसद नहीं चलेगी। मेरे आप बोलने का क्रम मैं तय करूंगा। इस तरह से नहीं चलेगी संसद।
The battle intensified as Shah declared that the opposition's anger stems from one reason: vote chori has ended.
वोट चोरी का कोहराम बचा है और नैतिक तरीके से चुनाव जीता। ऐसी वोट चोरी भी भूतकाल में एक बार हुई थी। श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी रायबरेली से चुनी गई। मान्यवर सरकार का तो इतना ही सवाल है।
He also responded on the leader of opposition's criticism on keeping the CJI out of CEC selection process, pointing to the past practice when the Prime Ministers picked the election commissioners.
73 साल तक इस देश में चुनाव आयोग की नियुक्ति का कोई कानून नहीं था। नियुक्ति प्रधानमंत्री सीधी कर देते थे। कांग्रेस पार्टी ने ही ये परंपरा बनाई थी। कानून भी कांग्रेस पार्टी ने बनाया था। मगर आज आरोप करना है इसलिए आपने चुनाव चोरी कर लिया, चुनाव चोरी कर लिया, चुनाव चोरी के कहने से कुछ नहीं होता। जनता हमको सुनती है भाई, और हम जवाब भी देते हैं।
अगर ये सुन नहीं सकते हैं, इतना दिनों से संसद का समय बर्बाद क्यों किया?
Amit Shah's counter-offensive and Rahul Gandhi's challenge have set the stage for an even more explosive session ahead. The winter session is far from over, and the next round of this showdown is already locked in. With Aishwarya Paliwal and Maushami Singh, Bureau Report, India Today.
सुनना चाहिए, सच्चाई को सुनना चाहिए।
So whether it was Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, they said the opposition ran away as the truth about infiltrators stung him. And that the Ghuspetias are the one that the opposition is seeking to protect. Now, before we throw it open for a wider debate, a political debate, joining me on this India First special broadcast is O.P. Rawat, former Chief Election Commissioner of India. Sir, welcome. You heard the Home Minister. He insists that the SIR process for purification of voter list shall continue to detect, delete and deport the illegals. Sir, is the EC within its mandate to detect and delete, and then of course the government deports?
Actually, we should forget the political rhetoric because both of them are correct in their positions. What exactly Election Commission is entitled or authorized to do is when you have a prima facie case that somebody has a doubtful record as citizen, only then they can inquire. They cannot universally inquire 100 crore voters' citizenship. That is not their domain, that is not their authority, that is not their right. That is the situation.
Fair enough. Sir, the SIR has been done, as the Home Minister pointed out, several times from 1952 to 2004, and then post-2004 is being done in 2025. If objections were not raised in the past on the purification of the electoral list, in your appreciation, does the opposition prima facie have reason to do so now?
That is because the process which is devised by the current Election Commission is not in tune with the past 8 intensive revisions. Earlier, it was never asked from every voter that you prove the citizenship. This time, from Bihar onwards, they are asking every voter to prove their citizenship, which is against the 1995 ruling of Honorable Supreme Court. They can only ask the person about whom they have a doubt to prove his or her citizenship. That is the difference.
Okay.
And that is why Election Commission never gives you a list as to how many Ghuspetias have been removed by their efforts in SIR. They give only list of dead, duplicate, removed from the electoral roll.
Fair enough. And Rahul Gandhi's message or his statement saying that a future government could change the laws retrospectively and come and find you. Does that, in your view, amount to intimidation of Election Commission officials as is being claimed?
Actually, in our country, no law can be made effective retrospectively. In fact, for saving political parties, they amended the FCRA with retrospective effect, but that was annulled by Honorable Supreme Court. So no law can take retrospective effect, and that is why whatever is being said in this realm is political rhetoric.
It's rhetoric. The point being raised by Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, for the first time ever, immunity had been given to Election Commission officials. The point of immunity, is that a fact or is that also rhetoric in your view, sir?
Actually, immunity to election commissioners has been there. In fact, Chief Election Commissioner cannot be removed without impeachment in the Parliament. And for both election commissioners, they cannot be removed unless there is proven misconduct recommended by Chief Election Commissioner to the President of India. And anything done by them as election commissioners in the Election Commission's discharge of their duties cannot be questioned in any court of law, or they cannot be taken to prosecution for that.
Okay. Sir, before I throw it open for a wider discussion for our political guests, I also want to understand from you the Home Minister's statement in Parliament where he said a debate on the special intensive revision of electoral rolls in particular was not possible or feasible in Parliament as the Election Commission is an independent body. If issues had been raised, who would have responded on their behalf? So was the opposition correct in seeking a debate, specifically a discussion on the SIR, or is the government correct that the debate had to be on wider electoral reforms?
Actually, whatever is done by Election Commission under the Constitution, responsibility, that revision of electoral rolls, conduct of polls, all these things, these are never questioned in the Parliament, never discussed in the Parliament. These can be questioned only in the court of law, Supreme Court and High Court. That has been the tradition. But since in this time, whatever allegations were made by LOP were not inquired into immediately, and the facts were not put in public domain, this escalated, and that's why all these things emerged.
Okay. Sir, stay with me. Let me now throw it open for a wider debate. Joining me on this India Today special broadcast is Brijesh Kalappa, spokesperson and leader of the Congress Party. Dr. Ajay Alok is the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Rajat Sethi and Rashid Kidwai join us as political commentators. Brijesh Kalappa, Amit Shah accused the Congress Party leadership of 3 generations of vote chori, from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to Indira Gandhi to Sonia Gandhi. He even cited a vaad, as he put it, or a dispute that is currently in a Delhi court on Sonia Gandhi. Why did the Congress walk out, sir, instead of confronting these allegations head-on on the floor of the House?
See, the moment, Gaurav, the Home Minister says that there has been vote chori, then he's only adding to what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been saying. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been saying that there's a case of vote chori. Now, Anurag Thakur, before him, he made a detailed presentation of how vote chori had taken place and how the Congress Party had benefited, right? Rahul Gandhi has been making a statement that vote chori has taken place and how the BJP has benefited. Now, is it not appropriate? I would like to ask of your viewers that let the entire country agree that there is something seriously wrong with our electoral system and that this requires to be looked into. This entire process, which requires to be reviewed, if both the Home Minister and Mr. Rahul Gandhi are ad idem that there is serious vote chori, charges, both the Home Minister is making such a statement, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is also making such a statement. So what prevents the government from joining hands with the Congress Party and saying that, look, let us cleanse the system? What is the problem? Cleanse the system. Why is the BJP then running away from cleaning the system? Obviously, they are beneficiaries. of this entire,
Should
process
all of this
vote
not have been
chori.
said on the floor of the House instead of Rahul Gandhi and the opposition, including the Congress, everyone staging a walkout? I mean, for a very long time, there was this question debated in Parliament, let there be a discussion in Parliament. When that discussion happens, they walk out?
No. I think the walkout was for this reason that the BJP, which is speaking the language of the ECI, and the ECI, which is speaking the language of the BJP, now the government wants to distance itself, and they made a statement that, look, we have no powers of the ECI, and that's an autonomous body. So if the government takes a stand that that's an autonomous body, then what more can the government say or the opposition say? The first thing is, Gaurav, we must understand that what is the ECI doing? ECI is saying that we are going to get the Ghusbetiyas out. It's a process of the CAA or the NRC. Is the Election Commission bound to do that? Is it a functionary of the government? I think these are the important questions which must have been answered by Mr. Amit Shah. The moment he's saying he's not answering that. He's saying
So let
that
me
no,
bring
we
in
will
Dr.
not
Ajay Alok. Let me bring in Dr. Ajay Alok, and gentlemen, feel free to weigh in. Rahul Gandhi, Dr. Ajay Alok said Amit Shah did not answer a single specific query or question that he had raised. For example, why was the Chief Justice of India removed from the selection panel of the Election Commissioner? Why do Election Commission officials now enjoy that immunity? Or why is it that within 45 days, the footage is destroyed? If transparency is the claim, sir, these core issues the Congress party claims were not answered to their satisfaction or the opposition's satisfaction.
I never knew that Rahul Gandhi has developed deafness also, because the whole country listened to what the Home Minister said. And he explained point by point, as like just before us, Mr. Rawat was explaining that immunity was always there to election commissioners. Right from the beginning, it's there in the People Representation Act that the Chief Election Commissioner can only be impeached. He explained very nicely. That's what Amit Bhai said in the Parliament. But Rahul Gandhi seems he is suffering from deafness. He should go to some ENT specialist. And second thing, the Chief Justice arrangement was a temporary order which was being carried upon. And there was a need to frame new law. And in the new law, we kept leader of opposition also, which was never there in the practice. This Mr. Amit Shah again explained. But I guess he's suffering from some deafness. So he should visit a ENT specialist. I guess he's going to Germany. That should be a good place for a visit to ENT specialist. But today, what we have seen peculiar in the Parliament, that people ran away with the tails down. And they were shouting SIR, 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 debate in Parliament, wasting time of the Parliament for the last 6 months. Ruined the last session completely. We'll have debate on SIR, vote chori. Completely shattered, and the whole nation got a message like, look, this is a party which unnecessarily creates a ruckus, and when the discussion happens, and when their fault lines starts appearing, they run away. They choose to run away. They are cowards. They don't have a courage to listen to them, and very rightly so. In the coming time, you will see every congressman, including Mr. Brajesh Karappa, will ask the question to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, why we are losing elections one after the other.
I'll get Brajesh Kalappa to respond to that.
You are inept, you are incompetent.
I'll get Mr. Kalappa to respond, but I want to quickly bring in Rashid Kidwai and Rajat Sethi for their initial comments. Rashid Kidwai, Amit Shah gave out an entire list in Parliament of NDA's electoral victories, whether 3 Lok Sabha elections back-to-back, 41 state elections, and the elections that the opposition had won. Congress won in 16 states. If the election was rigged, or if the electoral process was rigged, would the Congress have won so many states and elections? And does this challenge the opposition's narrative on vote chori, sir?
I think, Gaurav, first and foremost, it is a bit problematic to link, the vote chori allegation with the electoral process outcome, that is the results. Whether the results go in favor of government or in opposition, this is inconsequential. The process must be above suspicion, and all parties concerned, winner, loser, person who forfeit their deposit, they must have full faith in the process of election. And this is between the Election Commission and political parties. It's not between the government or Congress. So whatever Mr. Amit Shah was strong on facts about past wrongs, but the past wrongs cannot justify, present and future. What is preventing Gaurav, from Election Commission from convening an all-party meeting and hearing them out? What is preventing Election Commission from getting persons like Mr. O.P. Rawat, Mr. Qureshi, and several former chief election commissioners and former election commissioners form a panel and get these allegations investigated? दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. Why is election commission coming up with rejoinders which are source based? These are responses that need answer. It's not about victory or defeat.
Okay. Rajat Seti, you want to respond because Rahul Gandhi warned ECO officials that any future government could change laws retrospectively and could come after them, or words to that effect, we'll come and find you. Amit Shah, of course, accused the Congress of wanting to normalize infiltration and make Ghuspaitias their voters. In your view, the extreme position taken by both sides, now, does that erode the space for a civil, evidence-based discussion on electoral reforms and discourse? And should the EC call all parties, should the EC call former CECs, doubts that they have, and address them in public once and for all, so that, the process is also trustworthy? The opposition says as of now it isn't.
Well, the language that has been used by the leader of opposition is really unfortunate. Had the BJP or any of the affiliates of the BJP said something like this, threatening to hold the constitutional body as respectable as the Election Commission with such words, hell would have broken loose. The international, actors would have started getting activated around this. But Congress, being Congress, can say responsible things and walk out to Germany with no consequence. There has to be some kind of, a decorum where members of parliament should be held accountable when they pour acid in public view on the roots of our constitutional bodies and bodies which are fundamental pillars of our democracy. If you do that, if you say that, you should be dragged to the courts. Defamations should be filed to such an extent that you are not able to utter a word without an iota of evidence. Now, my simple problem here is, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, he says a few things that my press conference should be debated, election commission should be answered and all of that. But parliament cannot be that platform to answer those questions, because the core party whom you're demanding those answers does not sit inside the parliament. You can only hold that constitutional body accountable outside the parliament in the courts. That is one route that you don't want to follow, because there you will have to present evidences. And you want to circumvent that and do all the theatres and drama and waste taxpayers' money repeatedly, session after session, on nonsensical issues.
That's
and so far, you've not been able to establish.
Brijesh Kalappa, is a lawyer par excellence. Let me get his legal perspective and opinion on this. Brijesh Kalappa, you want to respond if analysts say that what the opposition or the Congress is indulging in is pure theatrics? This isn't to be answered in Parliament. If there's evidence, produce it in courts of law.
See, I think, Gaurav, as far as the court of law is concerned, the court of law is very clear that the ECI has precedence over the court of law with regard to electoral rolls and such others, right? And that's the reason there's no point in going to a court of law, because the court will say that in Article 324 of the Constitution, the court does not have the powers. This is the first thing. And my young friend perhaps needs to be tutored on this. And I think in days to come, maybe he will, appreciate the fact that the courts have
well,
their
let's
own
not be
limitations.
patronizing over here. At my young age, I have served as the advisor to 3 chief ministers.
One minute,
okay?
sir. You made a point.
No, let me tell you, stop patronizing it.
Responding to that,
Stop,
please, sir.
stop
One by one, I'll come back to you.
I'll come back to you to respond, at the same level.
So the point is that you can't, throw things at the court which the court has no powers to, adjudicate. Now, this
but
is
if there is an
which even the
illegality,
government
wouldn't the court
appreciates.
intervene
And
then,
the very
sir?
fact that
As a student of the subject, sir, I just want to understand, should there be illegality in the process? Should EC be doing something which is grossly violative of principles of natural justice? Wouldn't courts intervene?
No, see, I think, let me give you the basic narrative. Now, here was a case where 65 lakh voters admittedly had been deleted right before the Bihar elections. Now, what does the Election Commission of India state? It says that no, we don't consider Aadhaar to be one of the proofs for
And court intervened.
inclusion. Right? No, court intervened. But I'm saying the very fact that the election commission is completely partial, completely one-sided, is visible from the fact that it says, no, we don't want to consider the other. Government,
Let me bring in
successive
Dr.
governments
Ajay
have
Alok to
spent
respond.
hundreds of crores on strengthening Aadhaar. Now here is the Election Commission of India, which says, no, we don't consider Aadhaar. So what does it tell you about the Election Commission of India? What does it tell
Okay,
you about
so
the
Ajay
local
Alok and
elections
Rajat Sethi
of
both
India?
want to come in, but Ajay Alok, go first because Rahul Gandhi continues to allege whole-scale capture of India's institutional framework. You heard Mr. Kalapa saying that the Election Commission, according to him, is openly partisan, sir. Respond.
Whatever 4-5% credibility Mr. Rahul Gandhi had after today's walkout, that is also gone. And I'm really amazed that after such a major overhauling of Congress party and Rahul Gandhi by the Home Minister, still the ecosystem keep on saying that Election Commission needs to answer, all these questions are pertaining. What I was listening, every answer has been given, sir. There is no answer left. The point is that if you keep on dreaming and framing a question which does not have any basis, I mean, just look at the intellect level, the kind of questions that he was asking in the Parliament. And right now, Mr. Rawat also said the same thing what Home Minister said in the Parliament regarding the immunity to the Chief Election Commissioner. I mean, do you expect this kind of intellect to be our leader of opposition? Really?
Okay,
And the
Rajat
Parliament
Sethi,
is
you want to
running
quickly
on.
come in
There is
before
one leader of
to
opposition
clarify
in
your
Bihar.
point?
There is one leader of opposition. Just give
Okay,
me 10
yeah,
seconds.
go
give
on,
me 10
Dr.
seconds.
Alok. Yes,
There's
sir.
one leader of opposition in Bihar. Yeah, there's one leader of opposition in Bihar who just took his oath and went for his holiday in Europe. And he will be coming back after New Year's. He never bothered to listen to the governor's address to the House. He never participated in that discussion, but he's happy in Europe with his family. There is another leader of opposition in center, but the ongoing parliament is there, but he'll be going to Germany, as if he has got some official invitation from government of Germany that we are inviting leader of opposition of India. I mean, these are absolutely non-serious people, non-serious politicians.
Rashid
and they
Kidwai
are
wants to
taking their
respond to that,
parties
and
to
but
the
before
grave.
that,
There's no doubt about it.
quickly,
But
Rajat
I'm
Sethi,
really
you
amused.
wanted to respond
I'm
to Mr.
really
Kalappa. Sir, just 30
Well,
seconds before Rajat Sethi
have-
quickly responds. Go on, sir.
Well,
How is that
I don't.
traveling abroad?
Okay, Rashid Bhai, I'm coming to you in 30 seconds, sir. Just as soon as Rajat Sethi completes his point, sir.
No, Rajat ji, we'll come to that discussion because this is the current debate which is happening right now. You cannot walk away from the debate when all you wanted was a debate on the same issue. But going to the old man from Congress party, he seems to have completely missed his legal lessons. I was never a trained lawyer, but I have read the Constitution and I know basic tenets of Constitutional, the judicial review of any kind of a decision made by quasi-judicial body or a constitutional body is subject to review. That is the fundamental principles around which our entire legal constitutional framework pivots around and stands around. Maybe this training of Congress party's election cell or the legal cell is absent or missing. They should go back to the books and start
I'll come back
reading
to
the
this
books
in just a
on law
moment, but
first.
Rashid
May
Kidwai,
I
the last
respond
30
to
seconds.
May I respond
Yes, sir,
to
since a
that?
direct
This was
point
not
has been
said by
made,
the Home
kindly.
Minister. No,
Gaurav,
this
first
was
of all-
not said by the Home Minister. This was not said by the Treasury benches in Parliament. Now this young gentleman wants to speak, some...
Okay,
the old
so
man,
both
please allow the old man.
young
Very
men,
well, I have
and
no problem
we're
with
not
that.
being
You know, the
ageist, but
old
Rashid
man
Kidwai,
here-
30 seconds only on the point that Rahul Gandhi is going abroad at a time when this was the biggest issue raised. You wanted to come in on that point raised by both Mr. Sethi and Dr. Alok. Rashid Kidwai.
See, the going abroad, traveling abroad for any political party is not anything illegal. It is improper, just as the conduct of election commission in the eyes of law may be fine, but in terms of, in the parliamentary democracy may be improper, may be a bit odd. Traveling out is not, it may not look good, but it is nothing, there is nothing wrong in it. Prime Minister has gone when Parliament was in session. He has travelled abroad. About walkout, also a lot got have been made out as if there is something wrong. The BJP, whenever it was in opposition, and I've seen in 5 Lok Sabha, they always take a walkout.
What kind of
13
analogy
times,
is
12
this?
times, 10 times.
Okay.
What kind of
You check
analogy
the
is this?
records.
Prime Minister and the Rahul
Okay.
Gandhi leader opposition is same.
No, no,
Okay,
I'm not
so
saying-
gentlemen,
Minister
I've
visit
run out of
is
time on
always
this
planned.
part of the
I'm saying
show.
a member of
And the
I want
government
to
of
thank
India's
all
official
my
member of
guests, Brijesh Kalappa, Dr. Ajay Alok, Rashid Kidwai and Rajat Sethi for joining me here on India First.